Hello and welcome. This is my third bicycle tour. This time we're doing a city tour around the ring, which is approximately 5 kilometers. And today is a sunny day. It's the day before Easter, and I'm starting here. I'm here at the Burggarten, the place where Sisi used to wander around, as that's beautiful. And I invite you. It's a beautiful day. Let's go for the ride around the ring. So let's go. We are here at the Opernring. So you see the opera is here, and there are beautiful places here. So we go now from the Opernring. Here you can see where I have been already, the lovely Burggarten. It's part of the Hofburg Palace, and we're heading now in direction of the museum of the Hofburg. You can see there was a rain a couple of hours ago and the streets are quite wet, so I have to pay special attention because the place here is quite slippery, and there are people are, especially with the e-scooters, very fast riding. I don't know whether you have these massive e-scooters avalanche also in your place, but the people love it. They are excited to have that kind of new mobility in that space. So here is the Burggarten, and you can see the Hofburg Palace. So we are on the Ringstrasse, which is around 4 to 5 kilometers and is a belt around the first district. There used to be a big wall which protected the Viennese people against enemies. But as things progressed in the military space, there was no use for that kind of wall because it could easily. Okay, there is a very loud car passing by. So we are going now to the Heldentor. The Heldentor is a very famous place. You can see the sun beautiful as it's shining, and we are going now slowly through that beautiful Heldentor place. And now we are seeing so many people, so a massive amount of tourists flocking here because it's Easter weekend, and you can see everybody has their mobile phones in hand and they are anxious to have a look at that beautiful architecture and the advantages you have. You can sit on your place, you can look at the video. I give you my advice. I am from Vienna. I know these places because I live very close. And pay attention, please. Sorry, people are so excited about taking pictures, so they don't take care, which I can understand, but it's no problem. I'm not riding very fast, so we can have a look at this beautiful architecture and also the tourists. It's always sometimes fun to see. They're all in good mood, they're all excited, they're all prepared. You can see these three ladies really enjoying that kind of places. I can see different languages, and there are several hotspots here, especially when you like photography. Always similar places like this couple. You see how cute. She is smiling and laughing. They are all in a good mood, and I think that's all about if you travel. So when you turn around again, it's a huge, we call it Heldenplatz Square, and people are really interested, you know, that tourists are taking pictures taking selfies for their social media, for their friends. So I really love the way this communication takes place. So they take pictures for their friends, for the community, but also for themselves, to capture all the wonderful memories they have. So let's go a little bit further. I'll drive very slowly. Yes, you know, because people don't hear me, of course. Yes, because I'm on a bicycle, but I respect that they are so excited in that place. They need their space. So you can see again here tourists, they're waiting for probably some just passing the streets, and we are now going a little more deeper into the Hofburg. So it's getting a little bit darker now, but you can see that this is the Schweizertor, and people are really listening to the tour guides, taking pictures. So huge amount of people, families, they like the places, they enjoy the sun, although it's getting a little bit cold now, but nevertheless I think they will find a nice coffee house, find nice places where they can taste all the beautiful cakes and pastries of Vienna. So we are here at the 𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗏𝗍𝗍 gate, and we look upside. It's really nice architecture, and this is the famous Sisi museum. So let's go back. We're going back in that 𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗏 square. You can see beautiful architecture. There's a Sisi museum here, and different people, local people from all over the world. They're wandering, strolling around, having a good time. So nearly 50% have their mobile phone in hand and taking pictures or making phone calls or with WhatsApp. So it's a share economy, so everybody needs to give their impressions to the people at home. So there are several options for bus tours. You know, the bus driver is now communicating probably with the boss or the central, and you can see again lots of people. Some are also with a bicycle. This looks like a quite nice way to travel through Vienna. And again we are back at the Heldentor, very famous. You can see the Wien Museum, just been renovated a couple of years ago. Highly recommended. So now we're heading back again, crossing that Heldentor. We're outside. So we are back at the Ringstrasse. As you can see, a little bit more noisier because a lot of cars are currently here. So now we're going back. So these are the museums of nature and the museums of art. Highly recommended. In the middle is a Maria Theresa monument. but we are going today along the Ringstrasse. As mentioned before, the Ringstrasse was a big wall, and around 1870 the Emperor Franz Joseph decided to tear down the wall and to open up the city, because there were new military possibility which just made it impossible to defend the city just with a wall. So there was a lot of space, around 500 meters free, and so they built all these buildings along the Ringstrasse, this palace. You can see now we're coming closer. We're coming closer to the this is the Austrian Parliament. It's currently, I think, nearly 1 year or longer under construction, but I think soon it will be ready, maybe this fall or beginning of next year. So we'll see the full beauty of this Vienna Parliament. And on the right side there is the famous Volksgarten, and when it comes, maybe in 1 month, there will be over 400 or 500 different brands of roses. So this is a beautiful place, and in the May time frame I'm sure to make a video about that rose garden. So people really appreciate, they are taking lots of pictures. So let's see, it just takes 1 month or so until the roses are in full blossoms. So there's the Volksgarten on our right side, and when we are proceeding, in front of us there's a Burgtheater. This is a theater Franz Joseph also built. His entrance from this side, you can see it was only allowed that he enters that one, so we went from his palace back here. This was exclusively his entry to go to the theater, and all normal people, they had to enter from the other side. So that's a little story about the Burgtheater. And on the other side of the Burgtheater there is the Townhouse, where our major is residing. It was also built at that time, so huge townhouse. I think it's one of the biggest buildings here in Vienna, and it cost a lot of money to build that. And when we are going and proceeding through the Ringstrasse, we've here the board. The Burgtheater is currently closed, and here we have the Café Landtmann, also a very famous cafe. And well, we're going there. It's very nice, thank you. You can see this is one of the most prominent cafes. You have the parking space in front, and when you have business meetings, this is highly recommended because they have a good breakfast, good brunch, and yeah, always good coffee in different variations. So here we can see also the famous horse carriage. We call it here the Fiaker. Horses. Now it's a nice temperature. Sometimes it's too hot, so they take off. But it's a nice ride. You can take there half an hour, 1.5 as far as I remember. So people enjoy that space. Now I go a little bit more inside. You can see here, and this is the Mölkerbastei. This is part of the old wall, and let's see where the car wants to go there. So it's following me, so I have to speed a little bit up. This is part of the wall, and now we have a beautiful view here at the Vienna University. Also great architecture, so it's in the middle of the city center, so you want to study here in Vienna, except law, which is on the other side. We'll come to that one, and business, you will be probably taking your lessons on that side. You can see now we're heading to the Schottenplatz, which is also very busy, but beautiful place. There's lots of traffic here. You have to go a little bit slower. You can see people sitting outside, having a good time, sitting in the sun. So pedestrians first, of course. So this is an interesting building. It used to be the bank, the Kreditanstalt, but they sold that building. They have now another place, and now it's a supermarket, as far as I understand it. It's still in development for all of the things they're gonna put inside. So we're leaving the Schottentor. I'm going very slowly so people can overtake me. So they're quite, some are coming from work. Most of them have the leisure already, so they're enjoying, or they're having some, going to the movies. So you can see even on the bicycle, most of them, and then you have a lot of this food deliveries. They have we have these orange guys, and we have these greenish guys, and you can see also people going there with the e-scooters, people making sports here. So all in all, Viennese people are quite polite, yes. So whatever it takes, they are friendly, sometimes a little bit grumpy, but they're nice people. And here you can see we have the old Bourse stock exchange. It was very famous for many years. So there's a lot of trades here, but as we know, time flies, and is now I think office building in different varieties. So I leave now the Ringstrasse, make a little bit of cut to show you more inside, because then if we go down, it's really heavy traffic and not really advisable. So I'll really want to show you the nice architecture, the good energy here of Vienna. So you have a beautiful public park, and all these buildings are renovated. Let's go a little bit further. As it was raining, there are not many children, people playing, but you can see it's around 6:00 p.m. here in Vienna. So in about 1.5 hours there will be sunset, and yes, people are looking for the long Easter weekend. And well, some of them, many of them go outside. Started a little bit to rain, but we'll go now In Vienna, the roads, you can see Vienna am Gestaade, so we can see wherever a lot of people taking photos. It's a nice place, nice church, very traditional. And let's go on the Tiefer Graben. With a bicycle, in most of the streets you can ride, even if it's a one-way street in the other direction. So it's very convenient. Go with your bicycle through Vienna, so you can rent. There is a new bicycle service which is called WienMobil Rad. You register there via the Next Bike app on your iPhone, on your Android, and once you're registered, you just go to the bicycle, you get a QR code, you confirm it on the bicycle on the back, and then you can start your bicycle ride. So let's go a little slower. You can see all the bars are preparing for the many people which come here. So we are now at the Neue Markt. It's also a very famous place. You can see also a Fiaker. So there are also a little bit tour guides. So they tell you about the city and the special places. So as said, you can get them, rent them for half an hour or even more. I'm gonna really enjoy it with the ride here. So see what's going on here. Heavy traffic. Yes, people looking for parking spaces. It's a very prominent space. This is the, see a nice car. We're looking for parking spaces. It's not easy to find something here, but if you're lucky, it's not advisable, because you sometimes need more than half an hour or even more to find a parking space. But there is also some garage. You can see the Heldenplatz. I have made a video. This is the old area of Vienna. So if you look at one of my videos, or several videos I did about Vienna old city center, and there's the Heldenplatz, the 𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗏𝗃, so many places I showed you separately. Obviously it's not a bicycle tour, it's a walking tour, because you're not allowed to go with your bicycle on that places. So again, beautiful views. They're starting preparing some kind of market. In the back you have the Park Hyatt hotel. So people, you can see more and more people strolling over the streets, the tourists coming. So let's go back to that place. And now we're going to one of the most famous coffee houses, the Café Central, at the Herrengasse. Probably a little bit difficult to navigate there. Taxi drivers, we have taxi, Ubers. This is one of the most busiest crossing. People are waiting for a long time until they get there. It's very small, so let's take our chance. Yes, got it. So again, there are all the streets full of tourists, and in summertime it gets even more tourists. I wouldn't say worse, but well, that's probably the most busiest time. And you can see here, this is the famous 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏. You can get one of the best cafes and cake here and see how many people are standing in line. So I would not advise you to go at that time to the 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗏𝗏 because there are massive amount of people and you have to stand in line. So probably it's much better you go there in the evening, in the afternoon, in the morning, sorry, morning time, so there's not such a long line. So now we're heading now to the Minoritenplatz, which is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful church. I've shown you also in one of my videos. That's church in detail. It's a really beautiful place, not that packed as most of the squares, but really nice, beautiful area. A lot of government buildings here, and if you look at the church, you can see how beautiful the architecture is. Guys, if you go to my Instagram, it's 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏. This is one of my most photographed places, even summer, springtime, but also in the winter. It's really nice. Let's have a look back at that place. You can see that. Now we are at the Ballhausplatz, where there is the Chancellor's, I would say, office, and also our president. And in the back, if I remember it, there is one of the famous museum, the Museum of Nature. So again, beautiful place. And now we're going again back to the Michaelertor. Remember, we have been there 5 minutes ago, or even a little bit more, and this is called the 𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏. And yes, the Michaelerplatz is probably one of the most photogenic and Instagrammable place here in Vienna. And if you like taking photos in a beautiful setup, you see, so it's a little bit bumpy here. You can also here you rent your Fiaker. I'm going the way, let's see what happens. In the middle of the Fiakers, we have the cobblestone here, so excuse me if it's a little bit shaky, but you can see, if you don't want to ride, you can give the horses, tackle them and give them a hug, what you want. And now, remember that place we have been. So a lot of people want to tell you and sell you some cards, some tickets for exhibitions, but yeah, it's a good opportunity. They are all over the place, I think, in many cities. So I now stop a little bit here and show you the architecture of that place and how many people there are. guys, it's Easter time, so people having a long weekend, and what they do is they really come here to look at the beauty, the historic places. They go to concerts, so they enjoy their time. We have been in a long time in the pandemic, so now it's getting more and more travel activities, so that's a good chance. I'm gonna go to Vienna and have a good time. So I think we can go now. Let's wait for the Fiaker. So here you go. White horses. Sometimes the Fiaker can a little bit be grumpy because the cars are not very polite sometimes, but so they're wanting to overtake it, but so we're going back on this Fiaker. We can have a feeling what's the speed for this kind of a Fiaker. So now let's see if we can overtake it. Yes. So we are now in the Spanish horse riding school. You can see lots of noise. So I will probably stop here and show you that place. Second. Now it's getting really noisy because people are so excited. This is a Spanish horse riding school, and today seems to be a special occasion because so many people are sitting and staring at these places, at the stables. You can see some are taking pictures, some are waiting for the horses to get out, but guys, you are not allowed to go in there. You can just wait and hope if you see some faces of the horse. So let's go there. You see one, a beautiful white, they call it 𝗍𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏. So he doesn't seem to be very much interested. He looks at me, but maybe he's exhausted and maybe he's in a good mood, maybe he's not in a good mood. Anyhow, the beautiful horses. Oh, let's have a look. Let's look a little bit. Hello. Well, probably too many tourists doing the same thing as I do, making photographs. So I have to leave now the place because the other tourists want to take a picture of this horse. So let's go back. You can have an exclusive view. You can see people are taking pictures. They need to find that perfect photo spot. So this was the Spanish horse riding schools packed with tourists in different languages, and now we are going a little bit outside. It's a little noisy here, and we're heading to another place which is quite popular. Let's go on the other side. So this is a National Library or some museums. This is the Joseph's place. Maybe they're waiting for the entry. You can go to there. So people are taking phones, standing on the line, waiting. I think this is a Spanish horse riding school. Maybe they get some special tickets, some special entry tickets. Probably the show will start soon, so they are all excited to see the Spanish horse riding school in action, and yeah, other people, so definitely some place to go. So this is, do you hear the thunder? Here you can see the Emperor Joseph II. That's why it's called the Joseph Place. And again, tourists, the people on the street. And in the back it is the Austrian National Gallery, which I've been there 2 or 3 times. It's really beautiful architecture, very interesting. A tour takes about, I would say, half an hour. It's basically a couple of rooms, but one huge, massive room where all these library books are there. So you don't need a lot of time for that one, probably not more than 1 hour. So you have everything at the 𝗧𝗶𝗶𝗲𝗃. You have church, you have the library, you have the Spanish horse riding school. So, and this is all part of the Vienna Hofburg, the emperor who had built that place for him. So let's jump on the bike again, and let's go now along the Hofburg. You can see beautiful palace, and we'll go now to see the Albertina. This is the 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲𝗃. People are wandering around, and it was very interesting looking at, I have the GoPro and talk with this device, so probably I haven't never seen that kind of device. It looks like of course next time I can go with the smartphone so it wouldn't stare at me, but I don't care about that one. They're all very friendly. Probably they are curious and saying, what is this guy doing? But I'm just a guy on a bicycle and filming for you the beautiful city of Vienna. I do that because I love bicycling, I love to make videos. And here you can see the Albertina. The Albertina, they have the Munch-Ausstellung, it just started, I think 1 or 2 months ago. Does it say how long is? No, but you can of course look it up on the internet. So here we have the opera, the famous Vienna Opera. Now we are at a special place, and oh, it started to rain. Oh boy. This is the 𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗃, where you can eat the Austrian traditional, very unhealthy sausages. People are standing on the line. They are very, very delicious. I will probably make a special video or make a special blog post about the Vienna sausages tradition. Let's go a little bit faster. Here's the opera again, but you can see how dark it is. We'll probably have bad weather here, another thunderstorm in a couple of minutes. So let's go back home. This is the Hotel Sacher, very famous hotel, and here you have the opera. So everything in between, you can see there's also a long line standing in front on the back, entering the Café Sacher. So again, here my advice: do not wait there for many hours. Go in the morning. There will be much less people there, so it doesn't need to stand here for hours. You can see here the Philharmoniker Street, the opera, and it really starts now to rain. So let's overtake this car a little bit. He's probably looking for a parking space, and you can see also like the Shibuya Square in Tokyo, very busy. A lot of people, they are taking the places off, and here's the hop-off bus. I think they're famous in many cities. You can also take that one here in Vienna, and we are towards the 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗏𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏. So I rushed a little bit, but it's really starting now to rain, and I'm not terrible good equipped for heavy rain. Of course, a GoPro doesn't matter about the rain, but I don't want to get super wet. So we are going now back to my home apartment. I live very close here in the city center, and I really enjoy it because it doesn't take long to go out and go to a restaurant, look at it, museums, concert, etc. So guys, when you go to Vienna, have an hotel close to the city center, so you have everything in walking distance. I see my camera had already. Oh, so so that is much more convenient. I'll clean it up a little bit. So now my battery is draining. It's raining, but I hope you enjoyed the tour. I wanted to make today a video because I think every month it looks differently, and people are really more and more flocking into the cities. So if you want to come to Vienna, I have lots of videos about different areas, different videos also of heavy snowfall, rain videos. Watch my YouTube channel, 𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗃𝗃. I have old historic city videos, so everything you can imagine, mainly in the city center here in Vienna. So you get a feeling, impression, inspiration, what you want to have a look, a little bit of guide. Of course, I'm talking here, so here the tour is finished. Heavy raining starting, and here is the last view of the 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 and the Marriott. So thanks for watching. See you on the next video.